All right, Mets fans, let's keep it going here. So, with Carlos Mendoza being fired on Friday, we begin the Andy Green era with him on an interim basis. Maybe he's just holding the spot for Albert Pujols or Carlos Beltran. Who knows? We'll see how that all plays out in the off season. But for now, let's see if Green can help spark some magic. He got a big job ahead of him. We are way back, way below 500. It'll take a miracle to get back into this, but more than anything, just see if we can get the team on the right track, and then we could just blame it all on Mendoza, right? That's how it works. Joking, joking. All right, so beginning the series with the Phillies coming to town for 3 games. Mets start off on a 6-game losing streak. For game one, we got Zach Thornton called up to make a second start of the season and career facing Zach Wheeler. Thornton allowed a leadoff double to Trey Turner, then a single by Schwarber to bring up Bryce Harper, who singled to bring Turner home, give the Phillies an early lead. Thornton was able to avoid further damage by getting 2 strikeouts. But in between, there was a great diving play by Jared Young at first base, preventing a brawl from going down the line and possibly scoring 2 more. So he got bailed out by the defense. Defense finally helping us out there. Mets tried to strike back right away against Wheeler. Carson Benz getting a leadoff single. Juan Soto followed him with what seemed to be a go-ahead home run. It looked good off the bat, but man, one of the more amazing plays you're ever going to see. The center fielder came up, Derek Hill, went up and over the fence to catch it in nearly full stride to rob Soto's bid for giving the Mets the lead there. Man, that was just an amazing catch. Put it right up there. Hate to say it, but I put it right up there with that Andy Chavez grab from the 2006 LCS. I mean, that was one of my favorite defensive plays of all time. But man, just the way he went up and over it, although it was heartbreaking, still impressive. Ben then was stranded after a Bichette strikeout and a ground out by Lindor. Thornton settled down. After that, he was impressive, to use Mendoza terminology. He was impressive. After that shaky first, he only allowed 2 more hits and a walk through the 6th, making his case for a major league rotation spot. Hopefully he'll get it at some point. Mets would tie the game in the 4th on a leadoff double by Bichette as the DH in this game, then RBI single by Young. Huáscar Brazoban came on the 7th. He gave up the lead on an infield hit by Hill and then a walk to bring up Turner, who drove in Hill with a single. Yeah, that home run robbery was really a kick in the balls. I mean, we didn't get much more for the Mets there. Trailing 2-1, Lindor got on with 2 outs in the 9th, but Jared Young struck out to end the game. Could have been a different story. Obviously, it was early in the game, so a lot of things could have been different between then and the end. But yeah, as I mentioned, though, with Thornton, he looked really good after the first inning. I mean, he held the Phillies down for the next 5 innings, left with 7 strikeouts. Just the kind of performance the Mets need right now from their pitching staff and in the future, really. We need some guys to start establishing themselves and fighting for roles. We'll have to wait and see for now on that. If I'm sure he'll get another shot. Hopefully it's soon. He got sent back down to AAA to make room for Christian Scott, who came back off the IL and was set to pitch game 2 in the series. So great job, Zach. Keep your head up. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Going to game 2. Got Christian Scott, like I said, coming back after missing 2 weeks with a hip thing. He seemed mostly, the whole thing seemed mostly like a move made out of caution. They're trying to protect him since he's mainly on an innings limit after missing all last season and the second half of 2024, having recovered from Tommy John surgery. In this game, he got through the first 2 innings with few issues, but after a walk by Turner, then gave up a 2-run home run to Harper, putting the Mets down in the 3rd. Scott would be pulled with 1 out in the 5th, and the top of the Phillies order coming back up. But other than the Harper home run, he looked pretty good, and they're obviously trying to work him back to being stretched out, finishing the rest of the season on a positive note. I'd imagine they're monitoring his innings, but he might not need to be shut down at some point or at any point during the season. I think about 100 innings would be his max for the season. He only had he didn't pitch at all last year, so he's already at 45 innings for this year. So, it's essentially the halfway point. I think if he could get to 100, that would be a successful comeback. And then, just hopefully finish the season in the rotation then, and then come back next year full strength and, be a major contributor to our rotation next year. So that's all for Scott. But go all the way to the 6th inning in this game. Mets get 1 out singles by Soto and Bichette, and then Francisco Lindor, who drive them both in with a triple right down the right field line under the glove of Harper at first base. Young and Vientos would both walk after that to bring up A.J. Ewan with the bases loaded. And he comes through once again. Ewan knocked one up the middle through the infield that was drawn in, scoring 2, giving the Mets a 4-2 lead. A.J. Minter relieved Scott, pitched the rest of the 5th and then the 6th, and then Brazoban, Luke Weaver, and Devin Williams came down. They shut Philly down for the rest of the game. In the meantime, the Mets would tack on 2 more in the 7th on a Benj leadoff single. Then Juan Soto came up, added a triple of his own to bring home Benj, and Bichette would score Soto on a sac fly next batter. So Mets tie up the series at that point, trying to win one for the new manager. See how it went. As I mentioned, game 2 with Scott on the mound, 4 1/3, 6 Ks, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks. A.J. Minter finished that off, had an inning of his own. Brazoban, Weaver, Williams cleaned it up. Lindor 1 for 3 with a triple. Soto 2 for 3 with a triple. Bench 2 for 5 runs scored. A.J. Ewan 2 for 4, including that go-ahead 2 RBI single. Guy is really, really impressive. Coming to game 3 on Sunday, Mets had the bullpen game lined up. Cionel Perez coming out as the opener, squaring off against Luzardo for the Phillies. Perez set the Phillies down in order, including strikeouts of Schwarber and Harper in the 1st inning. So good start. Lefty on lefty matchup worked in our favor that time. Tobias Myers followed him up, trying to redeem himself. Gave up 2 singles in the 2nd, but didn't allow any runs. He got 2 strikeouts of his own. However, in the third inning, came back up to the top of the lineup. He got knocked around, allowing 3 runs on a bunch of hits, singles by Turner and Schwarber, sac fly by Harper, and an RBI double by Bohm, and an RBI single by Marsh. Myers would get a 1-2-3 inning in the third, and he left after that, but Mets were down 3 at that point. We weren't able to get much off Luzardo through the first 4 innings. We struck out 5 times, but Mets were able to get one back in the fifth. The leadoff single by Tyrone Taylor also just came back to the team. Then a walk by Beatty and an RBI single by Benj. These guys are doing all the work. Senga, seeing what he can do. He followed Myers in the fifth, and he came out, got 2 Ks in the sixth, work around some base runners. Mets took the lead back in the bottom of the sixth. Francisco Alvarez hit a double. Then he scored on the home run by A.J. Ewan coming off the bench batting for Taylor. Oh, my. Just watched this swing by Ewan, just meets the ball where it was, looked like it was sliding in on him. It was just perfect contact. He's been excellent, much better than I expected for his first go-round in the majors. I mean, calling this guy up at 21 years old, I was like, just me personally, I was like, yeah, he's done great in the minors, but is he ready for this yet? He doesn't even have much minor league experience, but that kid is, future looks bright for him, I'll tell you that. Not the biggest guy, still working on some things in center field, but for the most part, he looks good, and he's just max effort every chance he gets. Really like him being part of the team. After the Ewing home run, then Beatty and Terens got on base, and then Beatty scored on an RBI groundout by Benj. Soto single put 2 runners on for Bichette, but he flew out to end the inning. So, hey, got the lead. Sticking with Senga and see if he could hold it. I'm guessing they were trying to see how long he could go. Hopefully finish the game and rest the bullpen. Comes back out, immediately gives up a leadoff single to Crawford. Then Schwarber comes up, 1 out. What do we do? What do we do in this situation? Are we playing for a win? Or are we just trying to get length out of Senga since he failed as a starter already and he's in the bullpen? It hasn't really been determined if he's going to stay there. I guess we had Raley available. He wasn't warming up at all, so it's showed that they want to stay with Senga there. I think if we were in a race, they might have gone to Raley to face Schwarber and Harper. Perez, our other lefty in the bullpen, he already pitched the first inning, so he's not available. Minner pitched the day before. Like I said, I guess they wanted to see how long Senga could go because they left him in. His previous at-bat against Schwarber, he struck him out. Not this time, though. Schwarber tagged him. Go-ahead home run, his 30th of the season. I was watching at that point. I just knew it was going to happen. I mean, you could just feel it. Like, yeah, he got him the first time, but can only avoid the inevitable for so long, and it just, I just knew it was going to happen. Senga would finish the game, though, only allowing one more hit after that, but Yeah, the home run there, the Schwarber proved to be the difference. Mets got 2-1 in the 7th, then also loaded the bases in the 8th, but just couldn't tie it up or take the lead. Come to the 9th, Duran on, trying to lock it down for them. Beatty got his 3rd walk of the game, but that was it. Torrens lined out to end the game, and we dropped the series to Philadelphia. 2 out of 3. See Perez pitch the first inning with 2 strikeouts as an opener. I'm not entirely sure what I think about this guy. He's been pitching a lot, it seems. I mean, what is he? 30 years old. So far in the season, he got a 3.45 ERA for us. 15 seemed like a lot more than 15 and 2/3 innings. But yeah, 16 Ks in that time. He's been pretty decent. He might be a nice find, a guy to take a shot on next season. Everyone's always looking for lefty relievers. We actually have 3 at the moment. It was 4 before we traded Peterson. I don't recall the Mets ever having more than really 2 at once, but I don't know. This guy's good. I'm not saying he's all-star or nothing, but you always want a quality lefty to face these bats in big games. Obviously, they couldn't go to him, but they didn't go to a lefty. And like I said, Raley was available. They wanted to see what Senga could do, throw him in the fire. And we got burned. Myers came on. Just that guy needs a soul search or something. I don't really know what's going on with him. When we got him in the Peralta trade, we sent the guys to the Brewers for Peralta and Myers here. I thought the Myers portion of it was a steal. Hasn't turned out that way. I mean, he was decent. I don't know if he's just overused or his role's been inconsistent. He just hasn't really done it in any of the roles. And I was looking for him to be like a fifth starter type deal. Yeah, it's not working out so far. Hopefully he can figure some things out and over the rest of the season here and just provide some more value for the team, even going into next year. I really liked what I saw from him for a while there, and I don't know what his deal is. Senga threw 5 innings, although the last 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed on 4 hits and 1 walk. Obviously, the Schwarber home run being the main culprit there. I don't know. He looked okay for, coming out of the bullpen. I know it's something that's new to him, but yeah, I don't know. Still not totally there. I wouldn't say he earned a rotation spot back just yet, but I don't know what their plans are. I don't really know. I mean, I'd like to see Thornton get another shot, as I mentioned, but we'll find out. Maybe it'll bring up Tong for a look again. Maybe even Wenninger, but he's been struggling in AAA. I even saw him. I went to the game where Lindor was at his last rehab start or rehab game before coming back to the Mets. I got some material I'm going to put out for that. It just, with everything that went on at the end of the week, I kind of threw that on the back burner. But I got some good photos, a couple videos of him getting a base hit. just kind of went there and hung out at the game. But yeah, Wenninger pitched. He started off okay, and then he got tagged a little bit. So I saw him live. Saw Mauricio get a couple at bats, Taylor get a couple at bats. But yeah, stay tuned for that one. I'll get it out this week. All right, so finishing off game 3, AJ Ewan 2 for 3 with the home run, 2-run home run. Benj 1 for 5 with two runs batted in. Mets were 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position. We had the chances. 1-run game, kind of similar to the first, 1-run game, but this one we had a lot more chance. 9 hits, 8 walks. 9 hits and 8 walks we had. Soto and Beatty both had 3 walks in this one. But then you see the 10 Ks. Just can't get the hit when we need it. Like a lot of the time, we get opportunities and a couple guys come through here and there. It's not like we never do, but 2 out of 16, that's plenty of chances to score more than 4 runs in a game. But hey, what are you gonna do? We're out of it, right? All right, look at the series as a whole. Game 1, close game. It was a well played series. For the most part, I mean, compared to what we've been seeing, Mets couldn't really get the hits in the first game and the last game. I mean, obviously the Soto getting robbed from that home run just put a damper on that first game. I mean, who knows how that would have turned out if we kept going. It would have been great momentum grabber, first game with the new manager. We went down early and then come up and takes the lead right back. But man, they stabbed us in the heart with that home run grab. Won game 2, 6-2. It was a good team win, and then faltered in the last game. Obviously, Senga. I mean, it's just usually just a matter of time till Schwarber strikes. He's on a hot streak right now, and then really the Phillies as a whole are hot. They've been, scoring in the 9th inning, crazy runs. I saw some in the National Series they played before that, but yeah, you really got to take advantage of all the opportunities against good teams, especially when they got good starting pitching and good back of the bullpen when it comes down to the late game. So you really got to take advantage of as many opportunities as possible. But hey, that's who we are, dropping 2 of 3s, right? Some thoughts on the series here. Talking about AJ Ewan. So in this series, he was 5 for 9. Even had 2 hits coming off the bench in the Sunday's game. Had a home run, 4 RBIs total. For the season now, he's up to 279 average. OPS at 781. That is very good for first-year player. I'll tell you what, he keeps this up, he's going to make a run at rookie of the year. I mean, Ben's having a good season, but I don't know. I think Ewing is, man, if he could just tighten up a couple things like with the steals and just rack up a couple more steals and just tighten up the defense a little bit in center field. He's made some great plays, just outstanding plays, but just a couple times you could tell the inexperience there. And it's just going to get better the more games he plays, the more innings he's out there. Hopefully they just keep him in center field. I heard some talk like with Semien down now, maybe he'll get some time at second base. I hope they don't go that path. I like what I see at least in the potential of him in center field. Like I mentioned, man, that was a kick in the nuts, that home run that Soto got robbed. just an amazing play. Really, hats off to Hill there. That was very athletic play, great timing. That ball was not just barely over the fence. That was about as far out as you can get and still catch it. Yeah, definitely stole the momentum for us in that first game. Just a little note on that third game, Lindor did not play. I I would guess it was just a rest day. We don't have any days off coming up. Going to Toronto starting Monday night, so I guess just trying to get him off his feet for a game. And then, yeah, I'm really liking what I see with Thornton and Scott. I mean, we're trying to put together our rotation of the future, seeing who's going to stick. Peterson's gone. He's not going to be part of it. And Peralta most likely will be traded. So I don't, what looked as him, maybe being a piece going forward for us probably won't happen. It's looking like hopefully Thornton, definitely Scott. We got McLean. See, like I said, we'll see if some of these other guys get a look. Get Tong back up here. See if he's learned anything. And who knows what we're going to do in the off season. So here we go. Past the midpoint. Got through 84 games. Mets 35 and 49. 14 games under 500. Way out of the race. Most likely out of the wild card race unless we just win like 15, 20 in a row or something. Or it could just get even worse. How bad will it get? Bottom fall completely out. At this point, I'm just hoping the guys, play some good baseball for the rest of the season, play some spoiler. Most importantly, stay healthy, especially the guys that are on the team for next year. It's kind of sad to be talking about next year already, being that it's not even July, but it's where we're at. Yeah, so start a new season or new series against Toronto tonight. See how that goes. Little homecoming for Bichette. Maybe he'll take it as an opportunity to break out. Little preview for the rest of the second half. I don't know. I just hope it's interesting. Hopefully these new guys, these young guys, continue to get more experience and just get better. And then, we'll see what kind of deals they get lined up for moving some of these players that are under expiring contracts or, whatever the case may be. All right, guys. Take it easy. I'll catch you all soon. Let's go Mets.